Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year, guys. And this is the first Forex outlook for the year 2026. And as you know, guys, I like to trade the Euro USD and probably other pairs, but the Euro USD is my favorite at the moment because it's easier and it's simple to trade. So before we talk about the Euro USD, we are going to first talk about the DXY, which is the dollar index chart. Understand what's happening on the DXY chart, because whatever happens on the DXY chart is vice versa of what happened on the Euro USD chart. So we come on the DXY chart, which is the US index, and we come and understand it. When we understand it, then we use the knowledge that we've gotten from the DXY to now trade the Euro USD, which you can also use for GBP USD or any other USD related pairs. So this is the USD JPY. This is the daily time frame, and as you know, guys, we've been trading to the upside. We took a long buy setup, but now that the market has completely changed trend, let's understand what has happened and let's analyze it together. So as you know, guys, we are in a buy trade all the way up here, which we called up that the market was going to keep going higher, but later we put in this double top here, which you know about chart patterns. When we put in a double top, it means that there's likely reversal to happen in the market. So we put in this double top here. We broke below the double top. You see the neckline of the double top. We retested it and we started heading back. Bearish. That's what made me put this counter trend line, as you can see here, to make me understand, okay, when is this market going to finally end this bearish setup? And as you can see here, the market eventually broke out of this bearish counter trend line to let me know that, okay, you know what, this double top formation here, which indicated to us that we're going to sell off, the trend is officially over, and now we can start looking for, okay, buying opportunities to the upside. Okay, so currently back trading at the neckline of this double top that we broke out of initially. So what do you want to do, and how do you position ourselves for profitable setups for the week? So first of all, when we bring out our Fibonacci level, and we put our Fibonacci level from swing high to swing low, we would see that the market is currently now in an area of the 05.06 level, which means that the market is in a Fibonacci level. So now at this level, anything can happen. Yeah, we can decide to break above this level to come for this retest before we head back down bearish, and we can actually decide to reject off of this level and start trading back down bearish. So how do we know what exactly the market is going to do? We don't know, but what we are going to do is just to position ourselves so that whenever the market gives us a direction, we can capitalize on the direction and we can make money from it. So now that we understand that the market is in a Fibonacci level, okay, now I can take off my Fibonacci tool off of the chart. I can take this off of the chart. Now we understand that, first of all, we know that this downtrend is over. We've broken the counter trend line. We've actually tested. We are now trading at the neckline, which is also a Fibonacci region. So we know that this downtrend is over for sure, and what that for more buying setups. But you know, we can't buy high as here. We need to know, okay, confirm that, okay, the market actually heading up to this level, which is 99.7, or as high as the 100 level. So now what do we do next? What we do next is now we go to the 4 hours time frame. We go to the 4 hours time frame, guys. So now that we're on the 4 hours time frame, I can take this off, and what we do now is that we are going to draw a buy trend line. We're going to draw a buy trend line, guys. Yes, so we're going to draw a buy trend line. If you go back to the daily time frame, it will make more sense here. So yes, guys, so what we are doing now is that we are basically allowing the market give us a direction. We are trying to like understand what the market is doing. So now, as long as this buy trend line holds this week, which I should actually adjust a little bit. Just that the market has been choppy, so it's not easy to draw a trend line. Let me take this off too, so the chart looks a little bit neat. So okay, so yeah, I think this is it. So as long as this trend line holds in the market, this buy trend line that we can see here from this initial break of that bearish counter trend line, and we're trading at the Fibonacci level. If we can still maintain this trend line, then we are 100% still heading bullish for the DXY. But if we eventually break below this trend line, then we can say, okay, we want to look for a retest, then continuation to the downside back to 99.324. So let's try and see what might eventually happen. So now that we're sitting in the Fibonacci level, if we pull back during the week, come to this level, test this trend line once again and push to the upside, then we can start looking for long. So if we come into this trend line here, we'll give like a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern close above of this level, which is our Fibonacci level, then we can now start looking for further longs to the upside, even up to the 100 level here, which is around here, which is our next major level. But if we do not get that and we get a break below this buy trend line here, and we get a retest, what we want to start looking for is more short longs. We want to start looking for short down to the 97.332 region. So that is it on DXY. So now that we understand, okay, what the DXY is doing, we now know that we can go to the EURUSD and use that same knowledge to trade the EURUSD chart. So let's go to the EURUSD and let's see what exactly is happening on the EURUSD. So on the EURUSD is just the DXY chart turned upside down. So the exactly what we did on the DXY is what we're going to be doing on the EURUSD. So I already put everything in place, so it's easy. Everything is in place now. So on the EURUSD, you can also see that we are in a Fibonacci region right about here. So what I'll be expecting for the EURUSD this week to confirm to us that, okay, we are still very much in a sell setup, is to give this trend line another tap. So if we can tap this trend line one more time, then break and give me a bearish engulfing candlestick break below the Fibonacci level, then I'll also be looking for more longs. Sorry, I also be looking for more shorts for the EURUSD. But if we end up breaking above this sell trend line, then we want to be looking for more longs for the EURUSD. So now the EURUSD was in an uptrend, as you can see, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, failed to break a higher low to continue to push to the upside, which is normal because the market has been in an overall range. If you look at the monthly time frame, the market has been in a range. So we came up to the highest point of this range here and we rejected, which is something that could have happened. I anticipated it to happen, but although I was favoring the EURUSD to the upside, but that didn't happen. So yes, we move on. So I've been in this long, had to close my position, and now I've been shorting the market for quite some while. So now what I'm basically waiting for another entry for the market. So now basically I'm going to be waiting for the market to give me a clear entry for the market, and once it gives me a clear entry, what I do is I set my take profit and I set my stop loss and I swing to the downside. So the interesting thing about the EURUSD is I still favor the EURUSD to the upside, but currently it looks like we might come in and test the resistance level of the range, the monthly range that the market's in currently. So as you can see, from this level to this level has been the range for EURUSD for quite some time. So my expectation is that we come into this range, this level here, tap this level here and start to push back up bullish. So I feel like EURUSD is still very much bearish, but it's just short, temporarily bearish, and we don't have a lot of pips to swing to the downside. So I'll just be waiting for a tap of this trend line. Once I see a tap of this trend line, then I'll look for shorts down here. Then once we get top of this level here, I can start looking for more longs. So now another interesting thing about it is that, let me take my Fibonacci level off of the chart. We can see this this buy trend line right about here. You can see this buy trend line right about here. So as long as this buy trend line is still here, I feel like we might come in and tap up this buy trend line first. So we might come in, so we might do something like this, tap off of this level, come here, then eventually break this counter trend line, because I'm going to draw my counter trend line the more we go bearish. So we might eventually break. Okay, let me just draw it out. Let me draw it out. So what might eventually happen is next week we might come in, tapping on this bearish trend line, hit of this level, then make a third touch of this trend line, and then start heading up higher. So you see that it still correlates with the level that we spoke about previously and where we want the market to come into before we start looking for more longs to the upside. So now once we come into this level, tap above this level, well, that's one. Also once we are able to also break above this counter trend line, once we're able to break above this counter trend line, then we'll now start looking for more longs to the upside. So for this week we are still temporarily bearish on the EURUSD before we now start looking for more longs. That's depending on if we fail to break out this bullish weekly trend line. If we fail to break up below this weekly trend line, then we'll start looking for more longs. But if we break below this weekly trend line, then we'll start looking for more shorts for the EURUSD to the downside. So this week, this is what we should be expecting from the market. We should be expecting a retest. So let's go to the 4 hours and let's plan our trades properly. So what should be expecting from this trend line is, so what should be expecting from this week is a kind of retest into this trend line, maybe a minor click here. So once you see that rejection, we now push to the downside for the EURUSD, where we take our final leg to the downside before we now push back to the upside. So that is it for the EURUSD. So if you guys need any help, on how I able to plot my levels, or you want to trade like me, the link to my Telegram description box. So just message me there and we'll pick it up from there. Me and my team will pick it up from there. So have a wonderful week and stay profitable.